Hey guys, my name is Christian, aka SneakerTalk, and today I want to talk with you guys about my eyebrows and mental health. Now my eyebrows, as you guys can see, they aren't normal, and my hairline, well, that's another thing. And if you've been watching my channel for the last couple of years, you might actually know about the situation behind my eyebrows. And I've made 3 videos on my eyebrows in the past, and this is SneakerTalk, not eyebrow talk. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and hopefully I could spend some time with you guys over the next couple of minutes talking about my eyebrows and mental health. And after watching this video, I hope you guys can leave with some extra knowledge, more than you had before watching, some positive vibes, and maybe some motivation. Those are my main goals with this video. 3 years ago, I posted this video. This video was my coming out story online to talk about mental health, mental illness, my eyebrows, and the whole situation with that. Now, I'm absolutely amazed with the response that video got. It made a really big impact online, and a lot of people, reached out to me after that, and I talked to them, and it was just a really good, video overall. So if you guys want to see the original video I made 3 years ago that goes into full detail about my eyebrows and the whole situation, I'll leave it linked down below in the description or in the pinned comment. And in that video, I actually have a breakdown and I start crying. Yes, you will see me break down and cry online. I know social media is a place that is usually, essentially a highlight reel for a lot of people's lives. Well, I'm not ashamed to have myself crying up online in that video. I'm actually really proud of it. And maybe one day my eyebrows won't be the first thing that comes up if you search me up on YouTube. Now, if you've been online at all today, if you were on social media, maybe watching the news or something like that, you might have heard about #Bell Let's Talk Day, and that is today. And it's the day that we try to come together and really talk about mental health and break down the stigma behind talking about it, and sort of, make people more comfortable to talk about situations they aren't usually comfortable talking about with people. How do you break taboo? How do you break the stigma behind talking about mental health? Well, by talking about it. So let's start. Trichotillomania. Trichotillomania. It's a hard word to pronounce, but it's an even harder thing to live with. A little search on Google will tell you. Trichotillomania, also known as trick, is when someone can resist the urge to pull out their hair. They may pull out the hair on their head or in other places such as their eyebrows or eyelashes. Long story short, that is the answer to my eyebrows. I have trichotillomania, and I really have no real eyebrow hair left. That's why they look the way they do. Now, people who have trick or other mental disorders are going to be triggered by different things. For myself, it is stress and feeling depressed. It's usually stress. Stress is the major thing that really kicked it off for me when it came to school, exams, homework. Now, luckily, I just pull my eyebrows right now. My eyelashes have pretty much grown back in. My girlfriend's actually very jealous of my eyelashes. I used to have very long eyelashes. And my hairline up here, well, there was one point where I actually pulled a bunch of hair out, and my hair's been permanently or pretty much like this for the last 2 years now. So what's the deal with my eyebrows? Why do they look like this? Well, I got them microbladed. Now, if you guys don't know what microblading is, it's essentially temporary eyebrow tattoo. Now, the whole procedure is quite painful, and the recovery time is about 2 to 3 months, and it was a long 2 or 3 months, I can tell you that much, but I have no regrets doing it, and it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. So, quick little side note, if you do have trichotillomania, I highly recommend you look into getting microblading done. It was a couple of $100s, which is much more affordable compared to eyebrow transplant, which is about $4,000 to $5,000. Ever since I've had my eyebrows microbladed, I've woken up pretty much every day feeling really confident. I look at myself in the mirror, not feeling less of myself, and it definitely beats poorly drawing on my eyebrows like I did many years ago. You might be wondering, Christian, why don't you just stop pulling? Now that is a tricky question to answer, so let's try. Trichotillomania, or trick, we'll just call it trick for the rest of this video, is a mental disorder, like a mental illness, and mental illnesses are things you just can't turn off. It's not like a switch with an on and off. Nope. It is a constant daily battle, something you have to live with, and it sucks. It honestly really sucks, and it's something most people have to live with in silence. They go through these constant battles every single day, and most people, around them don't know about it. In fact, statistically speaking, 1 in 5 people in North America will suffer from mental health issues or mental illness in one way or another. So it affects a pretty, large amount of people. And to answer the question of, Christian, why can't you just stop pulling? Well, that's just like saying, Christian, why don't you just stop having trichotillomania? Or telling someone, hey, why don't you just stop being depressed? Or stop having anxiety? Or just stop having schizophrenia. No, it's not that simple. It really isn't. And going back into that 1 in 5 statistic of people who suffer from mental health issues, well, it's really hard to tell who actually has a mental health issue or suffering from mental illness. I had friends in high school, we'll talk about one in particular, I won't name them, but they were a very, very happy and positive and bubbly person. Everyone liked to be around them. I really enjoyed being around them, and they were just so happy. But 1 year, I think, after we started our friendship, they eventually told me they actually suffer from really bad depression. And this is probably one of the happiest people I knew in my life, and they suffered from depression. Like, you really can't tell who has what. And what I learned from that is you really can't judge a book by its cover. Everyone's going through their own struggles, they're battling their own demons, and you'll never know unless you actually talk about this kind of stuff with other people. And on that note, being a YouTuber, I have lots of haters, and as you guys know, YouTubers get lots and lots of hate messages and hateful comments every single day. And I try and treat those people, when I'm not being witty or sarcastic, I try and treat them with kindness, and I try and go in with a grain of salt, knowing that they probably don't understand my situation, and if I tell them about it, they might be more open-minded. They might be, maybe they're just ignorant to the fact that people are going through different things. And so I've been able to turn maybe like 70% of the haters that I've actually gone out and spent some extra time messaging and talking to about my situation, I've turned haters into understanding, positive, supportive people. So talking to someone really makes a big difference. Now the hate I get and the judgment I got wasn't just online. It was offline too. If you saw me walking in the streets with my poorly drawn on eyebrows to no eyebrows at all, to even my current situation with my microbladed eyebrows, there's a lot of judgment being casted on you. People will look at you, they'll look at you funny, you'll catch the looks on the bus, and I'm sure if you're someone who's self-conscious about the way they look or self-conscious about the way you look and you're in public, you can sort of feel other people's eyes on you. Now sometimes it's just in your head, but usually after a couple of years of getting stared at in public, you know what the deal is. You're being looked at, and it makes you a little uncomfortable. There's been those days where, I'm sure you guys have felt them too, where you just don't want to go out. You don't even want to leave your bedroom. You just want to stay in your room, lock yourself in, and lock yourself away from the outside world, because sometimes you get those really rough days, and that's okay. But over time, I grew thicker skin. Thick skin is what you really need, especially in the industry that I'm in on YouTube. But because I was exposed to so much hate all the time, every single day, and a lot of judgment in my field of work, which I was actually going to school to become a journalist and become a news reporter or someone like on TV, you get a lot of judgment, and your thin skin becomes thicker, and that's just a part of life. So over time, I started to love myself more and more, accepting myself for who I am, flaws and all. And let's face it, I sort of put myself in a position where I have a target on my back. I'm online all the time. My whole life has been online on YouTube for the last 9 years. So I put a big ass target on my back, and it made sense that I got 20 to 100 hate messages per day telling me how ugly I looked, how I should kill myself, and really other inappropriate and bad stuff. And because of all the hate messages I got, there would be some days where I would wake up and the first few things I saw were people bashing me and hating me for my eyebrows and the way I look, something I couldn't necessarily control. But I didn't let that stop me. I didn't let it stop me from, continuing YouTube, from wanting a job in the media industry. I didn't let it stop me from vlogging. And so I even vlogged for years with messed up eyebrows. I vlogged for a while too with no eyebrows at all. Like, I didn't care. My skin got to the point where it was so thick, super thick, that like no matter what a hater said to me, I just brush it off. Like, you ain't shit, fam. You got nothing on me. You don't know the stuff I have to go through every day. Your little comment, I'm not gonna let it ruin my day. And trust me when I say my eyebrows were bad, I would draw them on like really bad, shaped really badly, and I would even use HB pencil. The same pencils you use in school to do my eyebrows with. Yeah. Ever since I posted that very first video talking about my eyebrows, I stopped doing them completely, and I just started living life, not doing my eyebrows anymore, living life with no eyebrows and no regrets. Fast forward to 2019. 2019, I am a full-time YouTuber. I post videos pretty much every single day. I don't let the hate stop me from creating and stopping me from doing my job. I'm living proof that if you really don't give a shit about what other people think, you can do whatever you want in life and be successful at it. And if you yourself are going through your own battles with mental health and mental illness, let it try and be some motivation for you to, you can do whatever you want to. Don't let people's judgments and don't let your own mental illness be what stops you from pursuing your dreams, pursuing what you want to do in life. Don't let it cripple you. Don't even let it be an excuse. Let it fuel you, okay? Let it be extra motivation. You want to overcome and crush it. Like, some people want to be YouTubers. Some people want jobs out there or just other jobs outside of YouTube, and they come up with the lamest excuses. Imagine being a person who wanted to do YouTube videos and be on camera for a living, but having really poorly faked eyebrows on, or having no eyebrows at all. Like, I did not let that stop me. It was not an excuse I ever used. Please don't let other people's judgments be what stop you from doing things you want to do. Don't let self-doubt be the reason stopping you from trying new things. And most importantly, don't let mental illness or mental disorders be what cripples you and stops you from living the life that you want to live. Mental illness, it sucks. It sucks. 1 in 5 of us deal with it. But you know what you can do? You can do something about it. You don't just have to sit there and take it and get your ass kicked every single day by it. Do something with it. Let it fuel you. Try and let it give you extra drive to really, pursue what you want, or talk to somebody about it. Talking to somebody about it really lifts off a burden off of your shoulders, your chest, your wherever. Like, the very first time I talked about it to a friend, or the very first time I talked about my struggles with mental illness or trichotillomania online, my whole thing was like, yo, this really isn't as big of a deal as I made it out to be. Just putting it out there lightens the load, and it's something I really wish, I implore you, I want you to, if you have mental health issues or mental illness, really try and talk to somebody you trust. Talk to somebody you trust, and if there's nobody you trust, there's different resources available online, there's different resources on the phone, people you can talk to. Get talking. It's Bell Let's Talk Day. Get talking. If you know anybody at all who is struggling with mental health, mental illness, please send this video their way, and maybe they can benefit from it as well. And I'll also leave a bunch of resources linked down below about mental health and Bell Let's Talk if you guys want to learn more. Feel free to join the conversation in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts on mental health. Let me know your thoughts on my situation. Tell me about your situation, because once we have the conversation started, fighting this battle, the battle that you might be fighting, becomes easier when you're not in it by yourself. You really aren't alone. There's so many people out there struggling and going through the same shit that you're going through. If I can do it, you can do it. That's the mentality I want you guys to have. Don't let mental health and mental illness be the defining thing in your life. Don't be known as the guy that has trichotillomania. Don't be known as the person who has depression. Don't allow your mental illness to be what defines you. Anyways, I know this was more of a serious video today, so we're gonna get back to the regular schedule tomorrow with some daily vlogs. I'm working on some more travel vlogs. Japan, Philippines, Asia coming very soon. I think every hashtag Bell Let's Talk tweets, or like every time you use a Bell Let's Talk thing on social media, Bell actually donates 5 cents towards mental health initiatives, which is really great. So please, I ask you guys to tweet with hashtag Bell Let's Talk on Twitter. Use it on social media. I think there's even Snapchat filters and Instagram story stuff as well. This was really nice, just venting and talking to you guys about this kind of stuff. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Think about subscribing. And if you've been watching for a while and you were curious about my eyebrows, hopefully this video answered your questions. With that said, hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.